Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, Truth, as we take a deep dive into the interesting world of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our next program. This, right now, is a pivotal day in the never-ending tale of Prince Harry's journey from beloved royal to pariah. Well, prepare yourselves, for that hope has just been shattered in a big, once-and-for-all legal ruling. After months of intense rumors regarding Harry's murky U.S. visa situation, the hammer has finally come down on the legality of the situation and the prospects of Harry becoming a U.S. legal permanent resident soon thereafter. But, before we cut into the meat about this development, make sure, if you haven't already, tap the subscribe button and enable the notification to learn about the most exciting news coming down the pipe from us. Immigration expert Melissa Chavin, who revealed the details on Harry's visa status in a GB News and the Royal Record podcast chat, explained, "It's far from certain, as most Americans would say, that Harry would even be allowed to live in America, let alone become a citizen," above chatting with Meghan Markle on COVID-19 vaccine. Even if Harry was a Biden-approved immigrant, Harry would not be free of visa conditions that expose him to being deported from America. The gravity of this situation set in. A member of the British royal family, born into the lap of luxury by the simple stroke of luck, faces potential banishment from the country he sought solace in with his somewhat maligned wife. His ignoble fate, flitting through an infinite litany of shameless schemes and blatant legal deceptions which this arrogant individual has self-absorbedly launched via the few pathetic media outlets, fostering a public relations charade in both the United States and his native land. According to Chavin, the legal maven on royal records, the Duke of Delusion entered the U.S. with an A1 head of state visa, a tenuous diplomatic designation in legitimate circles, that is usually only given to current heads of state and their spouses. This is no has-been D-list TV star who, to see well-established abuse issues, are merely descending into the sunset. In case it was not clear enough, this weird visa was given by exploiting the short half-life of his surname, the quickly disappearing novelty of Harry still technically being a prince, the rapidly evaporating sheen of once having served in the military, all things he has been shedding in a deliberate campaign to cash in as publicly as possible on the last shreds of status he inherited 3 years ago in a relentless bid for Instagram clout, who for some reason. Still, more important, Chavin came to the point that was glaringly waiting to be made all along, in the process near eviscerating the ruined prince even further. It turns out that the A1 visa he seems to have wrongly appropriated buys absolutely no way whatsoever to obtain permanent U.S. residency or citizenship, a cheeky narrative he and his manipulative wife are selling. In fact, Chavin notes, the only way the ashamed prince can even remain in the U.S. legally is by going back to square one with his visa application. This is almost impossible to believe given his prior admissions of drug use, regular deception of government officials and continued misuse of whatever remaining tie-ins he can manage to secure for himself through the diplomatic protections extended him by the U.S. government. U.S. authorities. Let me reiterate. Again, to be sure you understand. Harry and Meghan received a lot of press about their truths being stifled by the palace and UK establishment, but it seems that this was just part of the couple's claims that were in fact not true. In an unexpected twist of events, the rogue royal prince has actually been caught in the act committing the sleaziest kind of con on the U.S. government in regard to matters of immigration and visa integrity. However, doing so not only erases all of Harry's idealistic fantasies of being a naturalized American citizen, but also sends a message loud and clear that the future presence of the infamous prince in the U.S. may come under threat, if U.S. authorities follow through on a permanent deportation. It is my sincere hope that judges at the federal level, should we actually see this legal confrontation play out, show no mercy. These are the actions of Harry exercising his own incredible sense of entitlement in direct opposition to the moral foundation of this nation. Harry has shown that his only concern is himself and his never-ending quest to remain the center of attention by entering the country under false pretenses, under the radar with no intention of disclosing his activities as required, and indeed openly deceiving immigration officials about his intent time and time again, showing utter contempt for the values and traditions of this great constitutional republic. Just wanted you to know that, you sanctimonious prick. Should justice in America prevail, Harry could soon be staring down a similar gun barrel, charged with fraud under U.S. federal laws after breaching diplomatic privilege, also quite weedily looking at potential deportation and time in the slammer. That the final nail in the coffin for his contemptible behavior. Harry could be prosecuted for his temerity in thinking that he is somehow allowed to take advantage of the very lax U.S. immigration system purely for his own benefit. We are a country of laws and principle, not to be ruled by crooks like Harry and his shady wife. If false immigration documents were indeed presented, the United States should strike at authority, with all the American justice that can be deployed. Believe me when I tell you, the American people will not tolerate foreign interlopers seeking to subvert our immigration laws by cunning and deception. Then Harry, if you really want to become a U.S. citizen, you need to start over and do it the right way, just like every other law-abiding applicant. The anarchalists will not let you get away with straining to take advantage of your ex-nation privileges. Swallow your pride, abide by the asylum process that millions from disadvantaged backgrounds bravely navigate, and refrain from exploiting your past privilege to manipulate which laws you choose to follow. Show respect towards the guiding statutes of this nation instead of flaunting them with rebellious bravado. You are not a noble rebel. You are a delusional violator of U.S. codes who believed you were above compliance. Leave with your tainted baggage and retreat to the corners you scornfully criticize through your scandalous stories if our immigration courts uphold their integrity. Let the same UK justice system you disparage determine if your repeated admissions of drug abuse disqualify you from future visas in allied nations worldwide. The aftermath of your selfish and reckless pursuit of fame is now coming to light in full public view. This profound diplomatic and legal repudiation should not merely mark the end of your hollow American dream or facilitate your deportation back to the UK. Rather, this utter dereliction of ethical and civic principles should solidify your exclusion from respectable society altogether, regardless of where you seek validation. Enough is enough. No longer shall hollow media spectacles or shallow branding campaigns rehabilitate the image of this career opportunist as a champion for the voiceless and oppressed. This utter abandonment of ethical and civic responsibilities should solidify the complete exclusion of this irresponsible ingrate from respectable society permanently. It doesn't matter which part of the world tries to uplift him next. Enough is enough. No more shallow media spectacles or empty branding efforts aimed at reshaping the public image of this opportunistic swindler as a profound truth seeker, purportedly advocating for the voiceless and oppressed. Given the recent accusations of defrauding the United States, Harry has unequivocally rendered himself ineligible to ever lecture American citizens on morals or societal values again. Let this moment mark the end of his feeble attempt at being a revolutionary figure. As he incessantly seeks undeserved attention through his insincere speeches, may the civilized world witness his descent into cosmic irrelevance, a more fitting place for someone whose fleeting fame will always be overshadowed by his reputation as a legal outcast, perpetually tainted by his involvement in immigration scams. Once both the U.S. government and the American public have completely disassociated themselves from you. This action is warranted especially when he has deceived the fundamental principles underlying the nation's identity, all driven by his self-serving deceitfulness. What are your thoughts on this matter? Share your opinions in the comments below. Stay tuned for more intriguing narratives and revealing exposes on our YouTube channel. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to stay informed about the latest news from the royal family. Thank you for watching. We look forward to presenting more captivating royal family stories soon. Goodbye for now.